In the competition for worst emperor ever, certain names stand out. Caligula, for example, or Nero, who became renowned for his cruelty and who is often blamed for the fall of Rome. But then there is Commodus, who beats them all. Emperors are usually very busy people, and Commodus was certainly busy, but not with his official duties. Instead, he devoted himself to his harem of 300 females and a like number of males. When Rome burned on his watch, he didn't do anything to stop it. How did this even happen? Commodus was all of 15 when his father, Marcus Aurelius, made him co-emperor and anointed him as his eventual successor. When the widely loved Marcus died in 180, Commodus became the lone emperor at age 18. Commodus was rumored to have had a hand in his death, but historians today are skeptical. While Commodus enjoyed the many perks of his office, he had little interest in doing any of the work involved. Instead, he delegated that to a series of trusted lieutenants. When he stopped trusting them, he would have them murdered, often gruesomely, and appoint another one. That, along with his insane wealth, gave Commodus plenty of opportunity to pursue other passions, particularly watching gladiatorial contests and joining in them himself. He often slew in public large numbers of men and of beasts as well. Another early historian, Dio Cassius, wrote, for example, all alone with his own hands, he dispatched 5 hippos together with 2 elephants on 2 successive days, and he also killed rhinos and camels. On another day he killed 100 bears, spearing them from the safety of the arena's balcony. In one instance he assembled a large number of men who had lost their feet, dressed them up as serpents, gave them sponges to throw at him in lieu of rocks, and clubbed them to death, pretending they were giants. He seems to have been more careful with actual gladiators, never killing any but slicing off the occasional ear or nose. Of course, they had the good sense to let him win their matches. In all, Commodus reportedly claimed to have won some 12,000 contests in the arena, while also bragging that he had done it left-handed. Sanity was never Commodus' strong suit, and he seems to have become ever more divorced from reality as his rule went on. Once he had persuaded himself that he was the reincarnation of Hercules, he spent enormous sums to convince the rest of Rome. Toward that end, he removed Nero's head from the Colossus of Nero, a 100-foot bronze statue that stood near the Colosseum, and replaced it with a replica of his own head. He also equipped the statue with a club and put a bronze lion at its feet to reinforce the comparison to Hercules. Other statues of him as Hercules, dressed in animal skins and brandishing a club, were dispatched to the 4 corners of the Roman Empire. Commodus also decided to rename the months of the year, all of them after himself. August, for example, became Commodus, October became Herculeus, and the rest also referenced one or another of his many self-conferred titles. When fire ravaged Rome in 191, he saw the opportunity to rename the city Colonia Lucia Annia Commodiana, or Commodus Colony. Romans would henceforth be called Commodiani, and the Roman Senate became the Commodian Fortunate Senate. Commodus' craziness didn't sit well with the Roman elite, although few dared challenge him publicly or lived long if they did. He survived an assassination attempt instigated by his own sister in 182, when the would-be assassin announced his intentions before he could deploy his sword, and was pounced on by guards. Commodus had him and numerous others, guilty and otherwise, murdered in retaliation. He sent his sister into exile for a brief time, then had her murdered too. An attempted assassination in 187 also failed, but in 192, plotters fared better. 2 of his high-ranking officials, possibly with the help of his mistress, first poisoned him. When that didn't do the trick, they brought in a professional wrestler named Narcissus, who then strangled him. Commodus was 31 years old. Isn't it crazy? How to son of the most respected emperor of all time becomes the worst emperor of all time. If you are interested in more history videos like this, please subscribe, leave a comment, like, or don't. We'll catch you next time.